Okay, we're back. We're going to let that building, I don't know if you've seen that part yet. I don't know how my videos are going to go up, but we got the building resting. We just put some satin varnish on it and did the rust effects first. Airbrushed these on with Minotaur paint. Did some kind of flesh interior. And we're going to do some more weathering on that eventually. We're going to do about 4 different colors on the earthen parts. We're going to use, this is our dark muddy brown. And we're just going to play with some different colors. And then we have saddle brown. And then we'll get into our lighter colors. Bark. And then our highlight will be cracked soil. And so we're just going to play with these in the airbrush real quick. I'm not worried about masking anything. We're going to blend blacks back into the bottom of this. Then we're going to do a plaque eventually. And I think about like these Minotaur paints. These are really nice to go right out of the airbrush. And we're going to do light coats because we already have this zenithal highlighted. And we're just going to kind of bring this all in. And a lot of, we're going to lose some of that work on the pipes and the worms, but we're going to come back in by hand and do those. You can already see like we're losing, different colors are changing. Even this little light coat here is just making a big change. Look at these earthen sections. I'm not going to worry about the foundation pieces. Those are the MDF that I cut out, and we watched previous versions of this. And we're out of paint. Let's load up on some more. Let's make some different colors, and we're going to go to the saddle brown now. And as we're doing this, we're just going to use pure water to clean the brush out. I'm just going to squirt a little in there so I don't get the brush to chip dry on us. That should be good. This is a slightly lighter brown color, so this will be pretty nice. And it's going to be actually just having fun with this. There's no real accuracy needed, just to lay different layers of color and have variance and let the airbrush do all the work and just having your eyeball on it. I'm going to add some lighting effects that way. And then remember, this is just all airbrush, very thin coats. We don't have to worry about killing the detail. You'd have to really hammer it with the airbrush to do that. But you can already see how it's coming to life. And we're going to go back and forth with different colors. And before I really go out of this one, I'm going to go up to the highest highlight and mix it in here. Let's maybe just going to take my dirty t-shirt I have attached to the spray booth. Get a nice mix going. Kind of like blowing bubbles in your milk with a straw. Now, this is going to do very light. We can actually put this on some of the cement too to give it a dusty look. We're going to come back with different colors with that too. We're still not sure. Everyone that knows my technique, I really don't do a lot of planning when I do these. I kind of grab some colors that I think will work, and I think that's one thing about the airbrush, it's very forgiving. And again, there's a nice layer of dust on top. That gives us an effect. Then we can start doing some highlights. You want to make sure, just keep this at a 45-degree angle or higher with this stuff, because we don't want to lose those shadows. We're going to come back in with the muddy brown, maybe hit with a little bit of black under there too. And then this will probably, this is all earthen, and probably made a little too much paint for that. So what I'm going to do is dump this out. Let's see if we can show how I do this. I got my trusty trash can. Just dump the paint out. If I got any on the side of the cup, make sure to get that cleaned up because I hate having to clean the dry paint off of a cup. And then we're going to go into some, I just got regular water too. And that's just take my dirty t-shirt, stick it in the cup, your finger, nice and clean. Okay, then I get some of this. My spray bottle is kind of like a cheaper bottle. I don't really dig that one. These are better. These are the tattoo water bottles. I'm trying to get a better spray bottle because I have one down in my bottom, my downstairs garage studio, and it's awesome. So you gotta blow the paint out of there and get all the paint out of that chamber so it doesn't dry up in there. Keep wiping it, and let's see. There, we got clear paint again. Let me show you. Kind of a white t-shirt. Back to water. There. Okay, let's go back to one of our darker colors. Muddy brown. Put the trash can down. Equipment out. And see how we have everything's nice and, oh, I've got it back on camera. There we go. Everything nice and highlighted again. We're going to the zenithal method. See some of those areas that we've lightened a little too much, we can bring them back a little bit. And then there's like a mixture of light and dark. It's hit from different angles. Okay, before this goes down, you know what? I'm gonna get some black in here. This is Raven Black. It's a nice paint from them. I originally had a bad bottle. I was really complaining about the paint, and I just heard there was a bad batch when they first came out. It was just out of all the paints I bought, there was this one bad paint, was the black one. And I'll show you again how I mixed in the cup with the t-shirt. I'll show you my color. Let's see, nice. So we got a black brown. We're coming in zenithal, going these little dark grooves. There we can actually do some real purposeful shading and blending. Some of these shelvings of which this is actually a cork trivet that I glued together. But then we can add some more definition this way. This still has a lot of available to do detail with this brush. For this type of thing. You see how getting in there, let's see. Right about there, let's do a little black. We're going to do some black around that guy. Some black under those bricks. And I think that's we're going to stop right now on this and come back. I think we're done with this color. And do some extreme highlighting on it. We'll be basically done with the earth and stuff. Remember, we're going to do a lot more detail on this later on. We got these pipes to paint. We got those worms. We're going to add some deer moss as roots. And then we got to come back and get this base back down to black. We can do right now instead of wasting paint. This black brown on there. Then we're going to actually at the very end, I'm probably going to take the black and blend it into the dark brown. So there's not like a definite demarcation between the two colors. So this would be kind of a good way just to start playing back and forth. We got the brown, black. And we'll come back with a straight raven black eventually. When we're done with this, we can mask off a lot of it and just kind of blend it in. And that's almost out. So I'll be back in a second. I'm going to change the paint on this and do a couple of highlights. See you in a second. Okay, we are back. We're going to do a couple of little highlights, and I think we'll call it an evening. So I'm just going to look at areas, because we know this is earthen. Maybe like a little corner there. We can exaggerate them a little bit. It doesn't have to be exactly what the sun hit, but just give it, when you look down, this gives you like a sense of, it gives you more depth into the model. Like right there, a little lighter. There, a little lighter. And these little rocks here. And these little curves here. And then this whole edge. It's nice to get try to get your detail technique in, and just get this whole edge nice and bright. So it gives it some life now. I think that's good. And a little bit right there. Maybe you can take the worms and highlight them a little bit so they'll come back with color eventually. That wasn't a good one. But then as you take it, you can see you got these light edges, and all of a sudden you turn it over, it gets really dark underneath. So it forces shadows and highlights. So I think we'll leave it at this part. This basic base coating of the building and the base. We'll do some further modeling on here. And we'll get to the marines eventually and kind of figure out what we're going to do with this flooring. Something interesting, hopefully. So as usual, thank you for joining me. We'll see you in the next vid.